At 8:46 a.m., the sky over New York City was flawless, clear, blue, peaceful. By 10:28 a.m., that same sky would rain ash, steel, and silence. 4 planes, 19 hijackers, nearly 3,000 lives erased in less than 2 hours. But here's what makes it darker. The world watched it happen live. This wasn't just an attack. It was a message, and it was delivered in fire. September 11, 2001, Tuesday morning. Inside the North Tower of the World Trade Center, people were settling in, coffee cups steaming, emails opening, meetings about to begin. On the 93rd floor, no one knew a plane was descending at 466 miles per hour. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 tore through the North Tower. The impact crushed stairwells, severed elevators, ignited jet fuel that burned at extreme temperatures. Within seconds, entire floors were trapped above the fire. Some people called loved ones. Some tried to climb down through smoke. Some made choices no one should ever have to make. Below, crowds stared upward. Many still believed it was an accident. They were about to learn the truth. 17 minutes later, news cameras were already rolling. Smoke poured from the North Tower. Anchors struggled to explain what they were seeing. Then, at 9:03 a.m., a second plane entered the frame. Low, fast, intentional. United Airlines Flight 175 banked sharply and slammed into the South Tower. The explosion bloomed like a fireball against the blue sky. That was the moment America understood. This was war. But the towers were only part of the plan. While New York burned, another plane was closing in on Washington, and another was still in the air. The attack wasn't chaos. It was choreography. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 struck the Pentagon, the headquarters of the United States military. If New York was the symbol of economic power, the Pentagon was the symbol of military strength. Both had been pierced within 1 hour. The most powerful nation on Earth was bleeding in plain sight. Passengers aboard United Airlines Flight 93 learned about the other attacks through phone calls. They understood what was happening. They knew their fate. Instead of waiting, they fought back. Voices in the background. A final let's roll. At 10:03 a.m., the plane crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Investigators believe it was headed toward either the U.S. Capitol or the White House. That field became a silent battlefield. They didn't survive, but their resistance changed the outcome. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed. Steel gave way. Concrete turned to dust. People ran through a wall of ash so thick it looked like night. At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower followed. 110 stories fell in seconds. The skyline disappeared. Nearly 3,000 people were killed that morning. Firefighters climbing up as others rushed down. Police officers refusing to leave. Strangers helping strangers through smoke so thick they couldn't see their own hands. Courage and terror lived side by side. All U.S. airspace was shut down. For the first time in history, the skies went silent. The group responsible, Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden. The response would shape the next 2 decades. War in Afghanistan, global counter-terror operations, airport security transformed, surveillance expanded. A new era of fear and policy born from one morning. In 2011, U.S. forces located and killed bin Laden. But the war on terror didn't end with him. Because September 11th was more than a single attack. It was a turning point in modern history. That Tuesday began like any other. Sunlight reflecting off glass towers, planes tracing harmless lines across the sky. By the end of it, those same skies felt different. Not just over New York, but everywhere. Because on September 11th, 2001, the world learned something terrifying. The most ordinary morning can become history before your coffee gets cold.